Bonjour and welcome. I am the Average Man. Today we're gonna unbox the Sony ZV1. Let's go. So here it is, Sony ZV1 made for vlogging. Vlog camera ZV1 made for vlogging. Grip is not included. Okay, what else? Nothing else. Not a big fan of this packaging. Doesn't look very nice to me. Register your product at My Sony to receive a 1-year extended warranty. Okay, that's good. White and orange, cardboard. Not very nice. So the seal. So this camera has been out for at least 2 years, I think. But strangely, it is a bit hard to find at the moment because of the pandemic. I guess it's hard for Sony to get all the components, so I was able to get my hand on it. I don't know if I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna be very honest with you. My question is whether or not it is doing something that my smartphone cannot do, and I don't have the answer to that, so I have to test it. So the way I did it is I bought it from a shop nearby. So I went to pick it up, and they have a return policy, so I can return it within 14 days without losing any money. So if I'm not convinced, I'll return it. I'll let you know. I did some research about it. Well, there's a lot of paperwork here, way too much. I did some research about it before buying it. I've always wanted to use a real camera for video, but it has been very complicated so far. There's always something missing with every camera. Either the 4K is only good for like 10 minutes, or there's no microphone, or there's always something that bugs me. So yeah, there's always something that is missing somehow. And this one seems to have all the functionalities I've been looking for. So this is a little microphone. Look how cute it is. The cable. We can see one of the big flaws of that device. I was telling you that none of them are perfect. This one is not perfect in any way. And the big drawback, I think, is this micro USB. It is 2022. Micro USB. Are you kidding me? Honestly. Packaging is terrible. And this is a device. It is small. Looks kind of nice, I must say, but it's very, very tiny. Oh, that wheel is complicated to use. There's no wheel on top like on most cameras. This is a microphone you got here. This is a hot shoe mount. You can mount that little wig or any other microphone. Okay, it looks pretty good. It's plastic, it's plastic. This grip with the place to rest your thumb here is, I think, pretty well done. Recording here. What else do we got? We got the battery. Look at that battery. Could they make it smaller? It is another one of the problems with this device. The batteries are way, way too small. That's upsetting. We're getting to the main problem I have with this device. I'll get to the good points afterwards, I guess. I know the good points already, but I know that some things are not great. And this is just stupid. Look at that. If you want to mount it on a tripod or put any sort of accessory, any grip, it would be right next to the battery compartment, right next to it. Which means that every time you need to change your battery, you need to remove the accessory your camera was mounted on. How stupid is that? It's just, I just don't get it. How could someone do that? The first meeting when they think about launching this product, somebody should say, well, that's not very clever. Let's put the thread on that side or right in the middle for what matters. It is plain stupid. I guess the guy who did that is also the one who invented the magic mouse with the charging port at the bottom. Which way am I supposed to put this? I have no clue. Let's try it this way. Something I don't like the fact I should be able to close it in here. Now I have to close it manually, you know, two movements. So if I'm correct, and if the battery is charged, when you open the screen, it should turn the camera on. It did not. Instead, I got the setting menus. That's another big problem. Are they crazy? This is a touch screen, but not for everything. We'll just make it a touch screen for a few things. Are they crazy? Well, it's not too complicated. Today, when I'm shooting this video, we're on April. It is complicated. So is that the months? It is the day. 18th of April 2022, and it is exactly 12. Wrong. Okay, here it comes out. So what is sort of nice about it is that the screen can be turned in any direction, which is pretty good. I already know of one problem with the screen. Oh, the battery is almost off. Is that you can't look at the screen if you got polarized sunglasses. It's a vlogging camera, for God's sake, so you're gonna use it outside. Another stupid thing. So you'll have to put a screen protector on it that will turn it into a regular screen, and you'll be able to look at it even with your polarized sunglasses. Well, that's a disappointment still. Beside that, shouldn't it turn it off when yeah, that's it. Beside that, I think it looks good. How are you supposed to zoom? You zoom with this. Another thing I know is that you hear that sound? When you're zooming in or out, when you're recording, you get that sound as well. That's a bummer. This is to add bokeh, if I'm correct. And I've seen some videos, it seems to work pretty well. So the main reason, the main thing that makes this camera stand out, I would say, is the autofocus, which is very, very impressive. You can either select the eye, so it would follow the eye perfectly, absolutely perfectly, or you can, if you're showing object like I'm doing now, you can have it focus on what is closest to the camera, which means that if I bring something very close like this, it would focus within a fraction of a second, which I think is very interesting. So this is a microphone. Well, the microphone, I'm sorry, I'm mistaken. The microphone is here. This is to cover the microphone. Once again, I've seen some videos about it. I think it looks very cute with that. That's the first thing, you know. It has a nice look to it. I love it. I've seen some videos, and the sound is decent when you're shooting outside. It's a vlogging camera, so that makes sense. When you're shooting indoor, like in the environment I am in right now, it is not so great. Not so great, but you can put a mic, external microphone here, like the Rode Video Mic Go would be a perfect thing to put on, and you can use a cold shoe here to mount it. You also have, what is that? I think this is a charging port. Yeah, micro USB. It looks a bit flimsy. You know, those two things here, I'm not very impressed with that. So micro USB makes absolutely no sense to me. This is another problem. You have to charge your battery inside the camera. There's no charger that comes with it. That's another downside. And this is a micro HDMI. So I'll update the firmware, charge the battery, and use it for a few days. I got up to 14 days to use it, and I'll come back and tell you what I think about it. I've only told you the negative so far. Believe me, there's many positives about this camera. So just don't get I want you to be aware of what you're buying if you decide to buy this thing. And there are a few drawbacks, and I'm pretty sure that's been hard for 2 years. It's all very, very well. And I'm hoping, this is a new family, for the Sony cameras, and I'm hoping that they will fix those issues with the next generation, especially the micro USB that we want out, the touchscreen that we want to be a real touchscreen for every single menu, and the port here right next to the battery. When they fix those three things, I think it will be a very, very good camera. But I gotta use it first. It's meant mainly for video, but you can also do photos. And this is what I'm interested in. Cameras so far, I've used DSLR and a few other hybrid cameras. They were meant for photos, and you could shoot videos with them. But as I was telling you at the beginning, they were not meant for shooting videos. So there was always a few problems, a few quirks, things that would not work. It would crop too much in the image if you wanted to shoot 4K, these kind of things. This is the exact opposite we got here. It's a camera made for video that you can shoot photos with. So we'll see the difference. I'll let you know about it. And especially in the next video, I'll compare it with the S22 Ultra. I'll take the same pictures, the same videos with both, and we'll see which one does better. And if it's worth buying this kind of camera, if you're ready to have a good smartphone, which are now photo phone. To show you some of the photographs I've been shooting with this camera, and I think it does a very good job, either portraits, landscapes. This is not treated in any way, not color graded, so I think the results are very decent. But what this camera is really meant for, in my opinion, is videos, either to show products or moving objects or any kind of things, really. The videos is really what you want to shoot with this camera. So if you want to buy it, that should be the main reason. So I have been using the ZV1 for about a week now, even 10 days probably. And the question is, should you buy the ZV1 if you already have a good photo phone? I have the S22 Ultra, which is a very good photo phone. And well, it's not that easy to answer that question. I use the phone and the ZV1 in different situations. I think that the ZV1 is not very good in low light. So in low light, I use the S22 Ultra, always. If I do portraits, I would use the ZV1. The bokeh, I think, is a lot better and a lot more natural on the ZV1, without a doubt. If I take landscape photographs, I would probably use the smartphone. I could use both, I guess, but I would tend to use the smartphone. If I need to zoom in, I would use the S22 Ultra, which has a 10 times optical zoom that I don't have on my ZV1, obviously. Now, if we talk about videos, it's a bit complicated, honestly. The S22 Ultra does great videos. So in most situations, I don't really need the ZV1. The big advantages of the ZV1, in my opinion, is a flip-out screen that I can see what I'm shooting, which is quite nice, quite important. And there's also a key feature, in my opinion, that is missing on the smartphones. It is the autofocus, which is absolutely fantastic on the Sony cameras and on the ZV1. And there's one thing that you won't find on any smartphone. Yeah, the one thing you won't find on any phones, even the best ones, is this thing. This is a killer feature of the ZV1, in my opinion. Have you seen how fast that is? Isn't that amazing? If you shoot any kind of videos, this is what you need. I mean, for any kind of product showcase. This is absolutely fantastic, absolutely amazing. So for someone who does YouTube videos like I do, yeah, you can't do that with a smartphone, even the best ones. So is it worth the 800 euros price tag for just this feature? Probably not, but I kind of like it. I can take it with me everywhere, and I intend to keep it. I'll use both my phone and the ZV1, which is a great product. It has some flaws, clearly. It is far from being perfect, but some things make it fun and somehow easy to use, even though the menus are a nightmare. Sony menus are just awful. For somebody who's used to smartphones, I mean, you should know that it will take a few weeks before you know how to use these cameras, and you'll have to watch YouTube videos of people telling you how to do it. So it's not easy to use out of the box. You know, there's a learning curve, and I'm still on it, so it's not finished for me yet. Still have to learn many, many things about this device. But I think it's a great device. Even in 2022, it's a great device. If you have a great smartphone and you don't do any YouTube videos, don't bother. If you have an average smartphone and you like to take nice photographs and nice videos, go ahead. Don't think twice. It's a great camera, really. Well, that's it for today, guys. I'll see you soon with another video. Bye-bye. Au revoir.